You guys know one thing? As I love Janny, I love imagining being a Janny. Oh, my name is Imagine Being a Janny. Ah, shut
BB still .doesnt no chat said Nancy Lowell.
And like, I told that to Purple. He's like, hell yeah, actually, like, I feel that way too. And like, so basically, like, you don't even know what I've been doing behind the scenes, but there's a lot. And there might be another surprise at the hearing, although I don't want it to go the way that it might have to go. It'll be totally legit.
I say it will be totally legit interesting so she knows the
Totally
other
legit.
wasn't.
And valid, and it'll be approved if I have to request it. I don't want to though. But the reality is, like, for some reason, I am getting results if I squeak the wheel real loud and I squeeze the sponge super tight.
She's throwing it at the wall, hoping something sticks, basically.
But it's weird. The amount of things I should just have access to with all this. It shouldn't be this hard. I have rights as a DV victim anywhere, which I'm currently still a DV victim.
What little DOESNT someone have to get in some way to be considered a DV victim?
I literally should have prioritized access to reports anywhere that could be relevant. I also should have prioritized fucking or fees waived too. I'm not getting that, and if I ask for that, I'm being given a fucking runaround, right?
Maybe they know you are full of
right. I think we all know none of this shit makes a lot of sense, and I think anybody who's been watching can also ask the same questions. You know, why at the local level, unless you're in SAC, where it's closely contacted by the feds, it's the fucking capital. You know, A, why was I involved with people who were contacted by the feds to begin with? I still can't really tell you. B, why did the weird things that have been going on, like fucking Nancy, like who does she fucking mean? Like, I don't know.
This is a great look inside her mind and how big her head is, Lowell.
All this is weird because I don't have any information anybody really would know. I just run my mouth if I think things need to be ran, right? And now I got a little platform. I ain't that dangerous though. I think we all know it's weird. So that shook me enough to think about things for like a day. I freaked out. Nancy's not real. Freaked the fuck out.
Nancy was for content loud.
Fuck out. Who is she? Why were my benefits suspended? You know, did an actor do that? Suspend my benefits? What is this? Yeah, it is a fucking wild ride. But like, I think that the reality is like, I probably sound more down to earth because like, I know it sounds crazy. All of it. And I hope those of you piecing it together would be strong enough to use your voices if shit really didn't make sense and I just fucking flew off the radar.
BB is assure you the feds don't gap about you.
I don't know if that would even be remotely in the cards, but yeah, there's weird shit going on. And it's not all just involving my ex. In fact, if it is at all, he's just a pawn somewhere in this.
So leave him alone.
Yeah. Yeah, Consul. Well, then tell me why the whole incident isn't even on fucking record at the welfare office. My benefits were suspended for a month. Literally, what was it? Nancy's not at the welfare office, at least not the local one. The incident didn't happen, and you guys are just as crazy as me. We all fucking, we all heard her that day, right? You guys didn't see the black guy in the suit with the briefcase that was waving at me through the window.
You were streaming if someone saw it there, would be a clip. You made that up so it looked like Nick was sending people.
No, Dribble, so that's the thing. I would appreciate that if it were timeline applicable. So here's the reality with that. No, I had lost my benefits from Trump, and I had just gotten them here. And then what my ex did was he called on everybody to false report me when there was this big fake news campaign about me because there was low IQ involved. He
had nothing to do, with that or most of things that happened.
Actually scammed California government, taxpayers. I actually didn't. So nobody gave a fuck to report him, but everybody made it a thing to be like, oh, vegan doesn't deserve this because we said so. Okay, but by law I do. Like, you know, so, yeah,
by law you don't, you are clearly lying to them perp and it's father or two.
Yeah, no, Nancy from Calfra, she doesn't exist on record anywhere, neither did the incident that resulted in my food stamps being suspended for a month. So, you gotta wonder these things. Also, would I have ever asked and found that out? Oh yeah, he was swearing Jen. You wouldn't. Most of it was off camera. Although you did catch glimpses of it on camera. You're adorable. Try harder, speak less.
It's hilarious how little she thinks chat knows after telling us everything lived.
I know you guys like to say that like a ceiling isn't like DV.
It's not that I wish she would have finished that damn it.
What do I have to do with anything that would be federally relevant? Seriously, like I literally don't know anything. And if I did, it's already been brought to light. The most I had was like J6 footage from people that have been arrested and pardoned.
Exactly, so how is your brain going to oh, the feds must be watching me and you think you're saying but Nick isn't.
So why? What would I have? Here's the thing, Console. I can sniff out a fake, and I knew she reminded me of a federal fucking officer because of how professional she was. It was a little bit more than a state type of a woman. Like, she didn't strike me as like it was all weird.
Jesus,
also, like,
and we are low IQ.
Also, like, whoever sent her would have wanted her to be on camera because they would have known I was live. When the first guy showed up, I was muted talking on the phone to INX. INX is too dumb to fucking tie her own shoes. And when I told her, hey, there's somebody at the door, she's too dumb to fucking shut up long enough for me to say that. So that's why INX doesn't remember anything.
Interesting.
But no, I didn't ask because I was that convinced she was real and a genuine person. Now, the dude at the window, he couldn't have convinced me that. That was weird, and that was before Nancy.
You know, chat sent dot them right. LuOL dot they wouldn't come dot to your house. They single quotes D dot send a letter.
Nancy, though, she really had me, whoever she was. Wouldn't know, swearing Jen. I think he just fell right on through. I wasn't there, though, my dude, remember? I was falsely reported for not really abusing a man that baited me into it on purpose for revenge.
I hope that's what you dot are telling these people dot LMAO dirt much.
Over something that hadn't happened. Remember, I was in jail first? Very, very well funded. So I want to know who would do that, for starters. Can you answer that? Who funded Nancy that looked that well fucking paid? I mean, her suit was at least an $800,000 suit. Like, you could literally
smell. She just said that with a straight dot face.
Like, you could literally smell the money coming off of her. Bonk Donk, also, I think anyone with a brain, apparently not you, without a selective memory can understand that Baked Alaska and my ex are both verifiably two people who have been contacted by the feds, and I would have had no contact with them without influence. You should make sense when you talk, though. I think we all have watched all this go down.
This is how bad dot her copes are dot, so since it all went dot to shit she has to. Blame someone it can't be her doing.
All this go down. In fact, I was counted as a fed for so long. Nice dreams, but is there really like a paid actor that would wear a suit like that too, is my question. And why was my first impression that she could have been federal? And who is she if she is?
Because you have her own dot temp.
Like, why is it not on record anywhere that the situation even occurred?
You know how many dot cases they have. That's probably why.
About 1,000 times I had fantasies of horses and like maybe Dylan O'Brien for most of my life. This is like 12-year-old gamer.
She had fantasies of dot horses. Is this why dot the horse incident
12-year-old gamer kid shit with a dick. If you're a little dude that plays video games, you might be thinking the feds are around you. But like me, I'm not that girl. I am not that girl.
But you were, because here we are.
Girl. Literally never thought about it. And when my ex talked about all these things, I hate to say that he probably wasn't wrong about some of it. Now, it's embarrassing because he's obviously insane. No, Nancy, she was a blonde white girl. Okay? Blonde and white. And we thought we might have found her in the database, but then we realized, like in another local one, but she's not. That wasn't her.
That means she could not be a Fed Lul.
This video's commentary is made exclusively for news, information, and up-to-date reporting on the public figures featured. It is not to be taken seriously by anyone. I do not encourage or tolerate any harassment of the individuals featured. I digress.
This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.